if you're first time watching the channel, you're not familiar with one of our current crusades in Standard, which is trying to find the best deck that could leverage Karn's -2. Karn is an incredibly powerful card that when we can leverage the -2 on top of the card advantage that his +1 and -1 generate, I think we could end up with something very good. Treasure Map is a card that pairs well with Karn's -2, so we've been putting that as a 4X in there. We've played blue-black Karn Tezz a couple of times now, and today we've splashed in Assassin's Trophy and Vraska as a solution to random problem permanents that could give us some issues. So we're gonna run this through a couple of matches and see how it goes. The straight blue-black version of this deck you can find on my website, jeffhoagland.com. You can find a ton of great decks on my website for Standard and Modern. And I'm interested to see how the green splash feels. One of the things that really sticks out in Standard right now is that there really isn't a 2-mana kill any creature. Cast Down comes close, but there's a lot of legends that see play right now. So Assassin's Trophy acting as a flexible answer that's just like also an always Doomblade is very reasonable. BRB buying bits to push my teammates' robot deck in the queue. We're planning to attend a team Grand Prix. He chose to outsource his testing process to you. Thanks, Saw3 for the 14 months. Welcome back. Yeah, that seems fine. Genome, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine with that. Part of the Hex Squad. Yep. There's been a lot of Hexers that popped up in the arena streams. Good to see. Finally have a good Magic video game. It's possible that I have too many Moment of Cravings in this deck, and I want like more cast downs. Because like if the opponent's playing the Drake deck, all right, Field of Ruin implies control maybe and not Drakes. Could go either way. We're fielding my blue source, sure. Oh, I don't want to scry yet because, well, I can scry after I search. I want to search and then I can scry. Yeah, I agree. I'm actually really excited. I think someone can clip this and send it to Solarian Community College. I think there's probably going to be a really good Merfolk deck in Standard that's blue-green once we get Breeding Pool. The card selection that we have right now looks like it's pretty reasonable already. And once we have better mana, I think there's a good chance that we'll have something very playable there. Do I just Discovery? Probably. Unclaimed Territory fills it to a degree. I think you'd honestly like Territory plus a you'd like Territory plus a Breeding Pool, just have both. It's gonna be interesting to see when they like basically unlock the other Ixalan tribes that currently just have bad mana by giving them better fixing. Because like one of the reasons why Pirates is so good, in addition to like Pirates is great, obviously, is that we currently in Standard, we have good mana for Pirates. I mean by better mana. So for those that are newer to Magic, when the next guild set releases, we're going to get the rest of the shock land. So the dual land that you pay 2 life and put them into play untapped, that cycle is going to get completed in the next set. So we'll have a blue-white land that comes into play untapped and a green-blue land, etc. So I think it's correct to play into their counterspell here, because giving my opponent the chance to start resolving draw twos would be very bad for us here. Yes, yeah. So the way Magic Standard format rotates is every October 4 sets rotate out. Yeah, they confirmed that we were going to have all 10 Shocklands between the first 2 sets when they announced this, that we were coming back to Rav. George Whistlebees. Sounds good. So, up, Saw 3. Oh, no. Can a mod on timeout Saw 3? I definitely went to mod them because they were missing their mod sword and clicked timeout by mistake. I'm sorry. It's a Hoaglandia instinct. You gotta time them out, right? Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Zach. Have a sword, Saw 3. I was talking and clicking and it's just, all right. So another card. I'm gonna jam another card. Do we just start making Karn structs? I don't think so. I think I want to start drawing cards with this because we're playing against a red deck game 1, which likely means they have lightning strikes and shocks in their deck currently, and I prefer my card not die to a removal spell. Ian, thanks for the 33 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Can I have a time out of their place? Of course. Take me instead. I offer myself as tribute. Yeah, Kinklebiter. Actually, Mono Red won GP Lily. Mono Red, very, very reasonable. So, Tezzeret is better on the board, but I was assuming they had another counter spell, so I would prefer they counter my Karn rather than my Tezzeret. So generally speaking, when you're playing against decks that have instant speed counter spells, you want to lead on your cards that you would prefer they kill, rather than play your... They played Steam Vents Untapped. Does Steam Vents Untapped means they have a shock and they want to shock and draw a card with it, or are they playing Dive Down? They could have Dive Down. They could have Opt, right? Opt or Shock here. They look more controlling so far, but they could have Dive Down just because, like, Niv is super good. No, they just have a shock. Okay, that makes me feel good. Sweet. So now, Tezzeret's going to get to resolve and draw 2 cards this turn, and Karn's going to draw another card.
I do not feel pain.
So important sequencing thing here. I want to plus Karn before I take any other game actions, because if my opponent regained priority there, they would be able to shock my Karn before I could use its ability. But after my Assassin's Trophy finishes resolving, I'm going to gain priority back, so my opponent then won't have a chance to shock my Karn before I use it. Just starting Pikes, match 1, game 1. You know what's better than drawing 2 cards a turn? Drawing 4 cards a turn. And, like, it's funny, too, because, like, it looks like our hands are at parity with me having Planeswalkers, but every one of these Fountains of Renewal draws a card later. So, like, we've got draws in the bank here. Exiled the Karn earlier. Gain a bunch of health. So make a Karn struct.
Some solutions must be built.
I'm gonna jam Vraska. I think I'm gonna jam Vraska.
about me?
I'm gonna make a blocker to try and keep my planeswalkers alive. And then I'm gonna go ahead and play Phyrexian Scriptures, losing one of my clues. I have enough cards, like I don't really need the card advantage from this clue. This archetype draws a lot of cards, you're not wrong. Listen, chat, they draw cards and I tap a land to make it draw a card. It's basically a clue, okay? For newer Magic players in the audience, there's artifacts in that were in Standard that are in Modern now that you pay 2 to draw a card with them. Just like the casual gain 3 a turn. The casual gain 3 a turn is actually pretty good too, because it just like means you don't get burned out, which is great. And like this Drake is about to die to the Phyrexian Scriptures here. Whoa, that's a mighty explosion. I think we're actually still winning this though, right? Like they just drew 6 cards and we're still ahead. That's what's happening here, right? Like I drew 6 cards and we're still ahead. They drew 6 cards and we're ahead right now. Because we draw 4 cards every turn.
What must be done?
Humans regret that choice.
Do I even care about any of these? I feel like I just don't care about any of these. What's the one I care about? Is it Banefire? Is it Expansion? I think it's Banefire, right? I don't care about the Drake. Vraska just down ticks and kills the Drake. I'm gonna take the Expansion, I guess. Damn it, Treasure Cove. Stop trying to tap. Yeah, Banefire hitting for 9 doesn't matter though. I'm gaining 3 a turn. Oh, because the way I sequenced, this hits for 1 less. So I missed a point of damage here. I'm aware that I missed a point of damage. All right, let's double craving here. That got an ionize out deal.
I'll be taking that. Let's see how you respond to genius.
Let's draw another Karn. Gosh, Vraska's good with Treasure Map too. So her down tick draws a card while Treasure Cove is in play. That's so good. That's so unreasonably good. Holy crap. That's great. I didn't attack with the pirate because I was realizing how good Vraska was. It's fine, chat. We have an embarrassment of riches. I am demonstrating how powerful the deck is by misplaying consistently and still winning the game. I feel like I can't just do justice to how good the deck is if I'm not savagely misplaying. But right, Star of Extinction just like take away. Where's your fancy talk now, Hogland?
Typical.
Typical. Let's boop him right on the nose. Just boop him right on the nose. Yeah, bye, friend. I'm not going to do a full shill because we just shilled, but Arena took a quick dirt nap, so enjoy my wonderful sponsor screens. These people are great. If you're in the United States, get out and vote. It's the 6th of November. Even on the right coast, you should still have 6 or 7 hours to go vote. Make sure you do that. Get informed. Vote411.org has good comparisons. You can also do Google searches. So please go out and do that. If you want to know how I'm voting, you can check my Twitter and all the wonderful people responding to me, letting me know that they don't approve of how I'm voting. I've not voted yet. Christy and I are going to go after work together. All right. Counter spells, disdainful strokes, negates. Extra Vraska. I think I'm going to cut the scriptures. Moment of Craving's pretty bad. That's true. If you don't know how I'm voting, it is kind of impressive. I think I just trimmed the Discovery as filler. I think that's fine. I got it board quickly here because we crashed for a ton of time. I am in fact a dirty, filthy liberal. I have this damn moral compass that makes me want to treat other humans with respect and decency. It's really annoying sometimes. Just negate, right? Want to resolve my cards. Thief of Sanities. So one of the things that this archetype does is, or that Thief of Sanity does in this archetype. So if you look at our main deck and you think about the other decks we're playing against, is we don't have a lot of cards that people would want to leave spot removal in their deck for. So post board, a lot of the time people are going to cut most of their cheap removal, which means bringing in a threat that can generate card advantage like Thief tends to be very good for us because they're going to have a difficult time removing it. Sure. This card also just adds an incredible amount of consistency to these decks because if you're stumbling, it helps you hit lands, and then eventually it flips and makes a bunch of treasure to give you extra mana, which is great. So I definitely want to upkeep Scry with this because I really want to hit a land this turn. And I'm going to need to guaranteed cast Karn this turn even if I miss on a land because this is going to flip over. Perfect. I can stay right there. And again, this Fountain of Renewal looks like a kind of mediocre card, but just like against these red-based control decks that randomly burn you out post-board, just gaining a health every turn and then eventually drawing a card from it is really, really good. So In my experience, Magic Arena often misses you putting a stop at the start of your turn if you do it during your opponent's end step. So I always enable full control mode because I've gotten burned by it like 3 or 4 times where I click here during their end step and then I untap and I miss. And I have this Vraska's Contempt to deal with the Niv already, and they're 2 lands away from Niv because I guess they're gonna Field of Rune me, huh? So they're not 2 lands away from Niv. Maybe I'm just supposed to like send this Karn straight down since I have another one. There's another Compass Cove in the board. Thought Erasure's a good one. Do I want to Erasure this turn? I think I'm gonna wait a hot second. I'm gonna go ahead and play Compass. And if Compass resolves, I'm just gonna play an untapped land and activate Compass this turn. About to switch to a job where I can't watch it work, so thanks for the YouTube. Well, thanks for the support. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff, Biff. We'll be here whenever you have a day off, of course. Is there any way to stop at the other main page? Yeah, you can click on this here. If you click on these things, it adds stops on their things. Yeah, I agree. The green for Vraska seems good. And honestly, the treasure map helps with the splash too, right? Like it gives us that extra color of mana. Yeah, pressing spacebar is the same as clicking the button in the corner, and pressing enter is the same as clicking the pass turn slider. You can't customize the hotkeys though, which is really annoying. If everything about this application is just so well done. I think so, Psychic-Girl, but I think the miss there is on the server client backend. I think there's just a lag between what the client's doing and what's getting to the server on time. Where is this deck struggle so far? Probably aggressive decks. I honestly don't know. That's why I have 4 Moment of Craving, because I assume we're a dog to red.
The time has come.
All right, let's lead on Thought Erasure and see what's up. Hopefully resolve this treasure map. Wow, brutal. That's a good play. That is a good play. Whew. So punish for my sequencing with Karn here. So if I would have Karned after, they couldn't take my treasure map. Oh, they took my Contempt, sure. So are they counterspelling this? Did they copy and then counterspell? Wow, what a beating. What a beating. They just put me in the ground. That was a good line from the opponent. Very well done. That's kind of sweet. This format just generates so many sweet lines of play. Yep. So I think I'm actually scrying here because I really need to find a way to kill this thing. So we're gonna upkeep scry. Yeah, we are gonna be behind if we can't kill the Niv. That is very true. I get a draw step and I get to crack this.
I'll make use of that later.
We've gotten through the portion of our deck that's full of lands. I'm just not even gonna cast that. We do have Maze of It, that is true. So we're not dying to the 5/5 attacking, we're just dying to it drawing cards. I think I have one more turn to hit a window to hit a removal spell here. Like, I think we're far enough ahead on cards that, like, if this Niv draws them 3 or 4 cards, we could still win. Maybe I need more answers to live in my deck. I don't know. I've got 3 trophies, 2 contempts, and 3 Vraskas. That's probably fine. Actually, don't have more answers to Niv to bring in. That's probably fine though, right? It's like 3, 2, 3 of 8 good answers, plus like discard spells. Yeah, I think that's appropriate. Sure. What makes it good standard versus bad standard? So the quality of threats to answer, the answer to threat ratio, in my opinion, I think that was an amazing draw. I think is what defines the big difference between this standard, which is good, and previous standards that were bad. Quick story, helped my girlfriend build green-black elves, large part of your content and your list for a local modern league. She just had her first match and both of them were against Living End. Yeah, Living End's kind of impossible. That's brutal. That's how modern goes sometimes. Just how the format is. No, I don't think so, Keith. I don't think Chamber Sentry fixes any of the problems that you have. So, I don't think I want to jam Karn here. So, if you don't have more threats to follow up that are must answer, you generally don't want to jam into their counterspell on 3. I would much rather jam Karn into a counterspell on 4, because on 4, it makes my opponent choose between casting a counterspell and casting Chemist's Insight, which is a big difference. So resource efficiency is one of the ways that you can play against these counterspell decks. Also, I get a bunch of scries here and can potentially scry into. I think I'm going to hit this just to like add counters to it. I'm keeping this Vraska on top. One of the ways you can get ahead against these control decks is to choke them on resource efficiency, which is a big deal. So now if they want to counter my Karn, they can't draw cards this turn. And then next turn, they're going to need to counter my Vraska instead of drawing cards. Just like every turn, I want to pressure what my opponent's able to do, basically. Now, I think we already have enough card selection, Bison, basically. Like treasure map and the other things, like we have enough Dirtle. Most of our non-Dirtle slots need to be things that help us not die. Rail is, oh, this is sweet. Oh, don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Nothing feels broken.
That was tasty. That was delicious, chat. Just good, clean living right there. Can you show this? They might, my Twitch partnership might be in danger from showing this match. Please don't report me. I'm new to reading your stream. Thanks for the content. Thank you for the bits, Croker. I appreciate the support. Welcome to the Magic community. Yep, and now Vraska comes down and we get to just put them deep in the ground. Love that. The green splash feels good here, Pikes. I think that was a good addition.
You won't be needing that.
Yeah, Vraska's treasures draw cards. Because that's what they needed to do. That down tick wasn't good enough. Needs to draw cards too.
I battle with the forces of
No, Treasure Cove is not legendary. It's very good. And it ramps us too, right? This list feels really trim. Wait. Is that like a concession lightning strike? Why would you lightning strike my dome there? Why would you lightning strike? Do they have... So that lightning strike there feels like they have the deal 20 card there. Maybe they have Banefire? They must have Banefire. It must be Banefire or something like that, right? Alright, let's draw aggressively for discard spells here. Which, Fountain of Renewal, again, is good against their burn us out plan.
Fight them, you maggots!
How do we feel about making Karn Structs? I think we're in the realm of making Karn Structs, right? Just kill them.
some solutions must be built.
Iron Goothix, thank you for the 12-month resub. Hey, appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I knight the defender of the realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. Yep, we do have a gain 2 sitting in our hand for Contempt, which is nice. Yeah, it feels like they could be setting up for double Banefire, but I think Fountain plus our own Contempt keeps us insulated from that nicely. Yeah, like this puts us to 7. Alright, this is the game. Good night. GG!
Show no mercy.
These Planeswalkers close hard and fast. I don't think you need Carnage Tyrant in this deck. I think putting Carnage Tyrant in this deck is a good example of adding cards without solving problems. This deck dumpsters control decks. Do you see my card advantage? Do I need to put more card advantage into play? Are you confused about how many cards that I'm drawing? Like what about this game that makes you think I need more cards to beat control decks? I'm genuinely curious. Need more Karn advantage, right? Boop. You know, honestly, after playing those games, is Vraska better than Tezzeret in this deck? Good games, high speed run. I think Vraska might be better than Tezzeret. Yeah, I think so, Sel. I think I kind of want to do this and cut one of these and like put the 4th trophy in the board. Yeah, we've got 4 copies of Phyrexian Scriptures to deal with Carnage Tyrant, and Karn tokens are often bigger than Carnage Tyrant. Vraska 4 is better than Tezz. You're high. I'm gonna time you out for saying something that stupid without validation. Tezzeret's very good. Tezzeret's very good, and 4-mana Vraska is aggressively mediocre. 4-mana Vraska doesn't generate card advantage on her own. She's like this bad Abrupt Decay that lets you convert resources into other resources later. Really, I think 4-mana Vraska is one of the biggest traps in Standard currently. Just like, it's this card that looks like it generates card advantage because it says draw a card on it, but it actually doesn't generate card advantage. I think Thought Erasure is worth playing. Having this proactive disruption in order to get through what your opponent's doing. Okay, playing against the Phoenix deck. Oh, Scriptures is good in this matchup. Ooh, that's sweet. Scriptures is great. That's real. So the 3rd chapter on this card, chat, exiles their graveyard. That's fantastic. I think I'm in for another land, right? I think I'm DTF with an Overgrown Tomb there. Is this list good enough for a PPTQ? Yeah, probably. This deck's a hoot. That's what I look for when I'm playing Magic. How much of a hoot is the deck list? It's our first time playing against Phoenix with this deck. All right, they discarded the other board. They discarded the other bird there. Get some Karn advantage going here. Back to the sheepfold, Defar. Thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here.
I have faced worse.
I guess playing Karn here is potentially loose because if they bring back both birds next turn, they get to kill him. I love me some backup Karn. Do you think I just play Scriptures aggressively here? Probably, right? You get Spell Pierced and be really sad. Do not make their creature an artifact. That would be bad for you. Would you recommend crafting treasure maps? Yeah, I think map is a format staple. It's a powerful colorless card. It's not like Smuggler's Copter busted, but let's be honest, what's Smuggler's Copter busted?
Please do not do that. Please stop.
Please stop, you're killing him! He has to stop! Having no decency. So, Do I go tapped land, leave up Craving Trophy here? Or do I land, play Vraska? I think I tapped land, leave up Craving Trophy, just keep my health total high. I feel like not dying by mistake in this matchup is ideal. Yeah, because like they have 2 Phoenixes in here, and on my next turn, this nukes the graveyard on the 3rd chapter, so I'd like to be able to kill both birds if they bring them back. The 2nd chapter on Scriptures kills the creatures. It's not the first one. Yeah, not dying by mistake is ideal. Whoa, they can't bring it back. Bye, friends. Bye, Felicia. Man, I love that all 3 parts of that text box are relevant. I'm actually gonna get Karn plus map going here, I think. Karn plus map take a little bit longer to get going together.
I will get good choice.
God, Compass is so good in this matchup too. Man, do we have play in this? I thought, like, when we started turn 1, I was like, this matchup's probably bad. But the more I'm thinking about it, I feel like we might actually have a real shot in this matchup. Like, next turn, Karn's gonna grab Thaumatic Compass, and I've got, like, all of these hanging out. Yeah, we hit 2 Phoenixes off their Scriptures. Yeah, Coil's really bad against us. Yeah. The Phoenixes found Jesus. All right, I'm gonna use my map. Am I gonna use the map during the upkeep? I'm actually not gonna use the map during the upkeep. I'm gonna down tick and grab the compass.
Nothing is ever truly lost.
My mission is more valuable. Take no prisoners.
Take no prisoners. And now this flips, which makes a mana, so I can actually treasure map at the end of their turn if they don't give me a haste creature to Maze of Ith. Are we done here, opponent? Like, what are we doing with ourselves? All right, glad you came to a similar conclusion. Scriptures and trophies seem great. Moment of Craving. Is Moment of Craving good or bad? Could go either way on that. Maybe it's just like trim the discovery and leave a couple of cravings in. Because like putting Phoenix back in the yard before chapter 3 of Scriptures is like pretty good. Do I want Duress? I guess they're probably going to have counterspells post board, which makes Duress better. Thieves for the green-black matchup. I think I like this. What do we think of this? I could just cut all the fountains too, because they're not a burn deck, right? They're a burst deck. We didn't see any Electromancers out of them, but killing Phoenix is pretty important. I think I'm going to cut the fountains. I'm going to do this. Yeah, but 1 mana discard spells are really efficient, and also Duress can help pick apart their critical mass to make it harder for them to bring Phoenix back into play while we're waiting for the 3rd chapter on Scriptures to resolve. I think it's a keep. It's also, and this is something that I haven't talked about yet too, like talking about some of the synergies in this deck. Treasure map and Compass actually have synergy together, which is kind of thematically great, right? Like the map and the Compass work well together. And the reason why they have such good synergy together is because Treasure Map ramps you into flipping the Compass. Yeah, if we were just straight blue-black, I'd be a little scared of this Fire Mines research, but I've got 4 trophies and 3 Vraskas to kill it, right? So, like, long-term, this card's not very scary. This could be a Karn aggregate. Someone earlier, a hot second ago, asked what the win con in this deck is. Minusing Karn's our primary win con. We have a couple of ways that can kill them, but minusing Karn's the primary way we win games. On the map, on the map, on the map, on the map, on the map. Do 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 do. Drake is scary. I think it's too slow. Is it though? Like, we take 2 hits from this? So I get to flip it 2 turns from now, right? Because I'm going to play my 4th land, and then this is my 5, 6, 7 lands. I think we're supposed to bottom. So, like, really want a trophy, right? Yeah, the Drake threatens to get big very quickly. This is very true. They have a maximized velocity in their bin 2 here, which is also scary. If they hit us without making this bigger, it's very good for us. Oh, they just wanted to keep both cards, sure. Makes sense, I suppose. I think I'm just bottoming everything that's not a Doomblade here. It's very, I know we've gotten a little bit unlucky to be through like 20 cards without an Assassin's Trophy so far this game, but it's possible I want a cast down or 2 in the sideboard. Like 4 Moment of Craving should be some cast downs. It's also possible I should like shock and jam Tezz there, but I feel like they're holding up a counterspell. The good news is that starting next turn I'm gonna get to draw 2 cards. Because this gets going. This is a situation where if I would have kept the Compass would be active next turn. Yeah, it feels like they're representing Disdainful Stroke, right? This is at 4 already, and I'm at 12, so like this is threatening to kill us very soon too. So our hope that treasure maps could scry us into action so far has not been going to plan. Mr. Photon, thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yeah, I think we're probably done next turn between these two. Yep. Alright, need to draw a Duress or a Thought Erasure. The 2 life's pretty important against the red deck. Nah, I don't think they're gonna bait with the Karn. I'm just gonna go ahead and let them do their thing here. It's gonna concede when they counterspell us. Yep, yeah, treasure mapping before you draw is really key. Let you get a little bit of selection going on. I don't assume this is resolving. I assume we're about to die here. Alright. Cast a gain 4. Deal. Alright, sweet. It's not ideal, but it's better than dying. I get to scry plus draw 3 cards next turn, so hopefully we can hit a discard spell and stuff in there. So just like not dying this turn is the goal. No, I don't think so. My health, every point of health is very precious against in this game right now, and there's a good chance they just ignore Tezz or like have a shock to kill the token. I mean, if you mouse over here, it says untap, upkeep, draw. It just doesn't have them all separate. Compass would be really good. I'm actually gonna keep this. I have a ton of removal spells in my deck. We could get punished here, but my best chance to take this off the table is discard spell into removal spell. And my surveil here gives me an extra look. So I can surveil with this to try and get deeper. So I'm gonna take Disdainful Stroke here. Yeah, I agree. The opponents played this game very well. I'm just dead to this maximized velocity, right? Yeah, I'm just dead no matter how I slice this. They play this, they velocity it, and then they kill us with this. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance.
I have constructed your... It is the ideal subordinate.
Oh, I'm actually just dead on board still. Or dead on information. They're gonna go Drake, Velocity, use the 5 to deal 5 to here. Yeah, let's make sure they see the line. So I am dead to known information here. Because this is on 4. Because I didn't have enough mana to Vraska down tick hold trophy. I shocked in a land to cast Tezzeret and had exactly enough to play trophy. It wasn't a super obvious play, right? Maybe it was. Probably was. They have like a negate or something, so it doesn't matter. If they have a negate, it's whatever. Oh, Vraska down tick makes a treasure. Yeah, it does. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's 100% the line. I forgot Vraska down tick makes a treasure. I was counting and kept coming up one short. They're out of maximum velocity. Do I just draw a card here? I think I draw a card.
I know how this ends.
Shut up.
I despise tyrants like you. I'll be taking that.
I think we're doing it. Maybe I should have drawn with this on my turn, probably. I guess I'm dead to a negate here. Dead to negate either way, right? Thanks for playing Green Black Elves. I submitted excited to see it. What's going on, Gordon? Thanks for the 4 months of support there. Welcome back.
Cold logic will always win.
All right, let's make them choose what they're doing with this. Yeah, all the decks today are standard. So Green Black Elves will be a standard deck. So, would you like to 5 me, or would you like to... Or would you like to draw some cards? Sure. Yep. I think they need more cards too. But like if they draw twice here, that means this gets to stick. I'm actually not sure you need Liliana the Veil. Goyf is not optional. Green Black Rocket Modern is unplayable without Goyf. Play standard. Play standard. So they must have drawn a counterspell here, right? If they're in the tank about this, they're not sure they want to draw another card. If they choose not to draw a card here and just like let this die, I don't think I'm playing the other Vraska. I think I'd rather just sit tight. Yeah, good budget option for Modern Green Black is to play standard Green Black. Agree completely. Or they're just timing out. Has been a long game. Oh, I love that this draws cards.
Highly convenient. An excellent choice.
just gonna make sure we don't die to a... I'm gonna make sure we don't die to a maximized velocity by mistake here. Just pass the turn. Your turn. Sure.
I've worked my whole life for this.
This has been an impressive match of Magic for this deck. I might be in love, chat. I might be. Shh. Don't tell Christy. This is. I am just thoroughly impressed with what is going on here.
I learned a few tricks on counters.
Alright, so next turn, Tezz starts drawing 2 cards a turn. So I've got 3 artifacts. Is the overlay that shows links to cards in play a thing that enabled and implemented? I've seen it elsewhere and wonder if it does it for... That's something that when you're streaming Magic Arena, you have to enable it on your channel. So it's an application that I install on my computer that sends information from my Magic Arena to Twitch. Alright, just gotta do this now. This Niv could maybe run away with the game if they have a counterspell here. Maybe I was supposed to uptick my Vraska there and trophy their thing. Please die, 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 please die. Shit. Not a counterspell. It's not a counterspell. Well, I guess I have a backup Vraska in here, right? So like if this doesn't resolve and this doesn't work, my Karn's at 3, so they have to kill my Karn. I'm actually not sure what they're killing under here. I actually can't see what this is targeting. It's killing planeswalkers. It might be killing Karn at the moment. Furious Squirrel, 1 more month till a year. Thank you for the 11-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. No, there's no view battlefield button. Vraska's crying. Listen for the screams. Okay, who's screaming? Who's gonna scream? Listen really carefully. Who's gonna scream? Oh, my Vraska's already dead. Oh no. All right, so they hit Karn. Yeah, we heard them hit Karn. We heard them hit Karn. Karn's cries have reached my ears. All right, sweet. Put this and my tier 3 sub towards a standard degenerate deck of your choice. Well, do Furious Squirrel. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Sure. Oh, they had a Phoenix in the bin. I completely forgot that they were a Phoenix deck. All right, so I'm gonna sack this to try and hit a removal spell to save Karn here, I think. Yeah. I'll take that one. I'll take that one right there. I'd like to destroy that one, please. I would like to draw a card. Do I just scripture?
What must be done?
I think I just scripture, right? Let's draw another card here first. Okay, not bad. What you working with? Shock, Discovery, Crackling Drake. I think I actually just take the shock here. Oh, that's true. Playing around velocity might have been better. I agree with your assessment. Man, it's only game 2, 3. If this slips away from us, we're gonna have to play another. I like playing out the scriptures proactively here because it keeps the Drake in their hand for a turn, which is nice. How many cards are in my library? 28. It's a good question though. It's a good question. So Tezz Emblem doesn't really do anything for us is the issue. They have 2 phoenixes in there. We might see the birds come back. If the birds come back and kill our planeswalkers though, the scriptures is gonna kill them and then they likely can't, oh, never mind. So they're gonna put the birds back and kill Karn Vraska here. Their deck has 12 cards. That's actually a better question. Their deck only has 12 cards in it. We could deck them. Like, I still have Tezzeret going, and this is going to kill their stuff. And they need to draw more cards to put these phoenixes into play. Wait, what? Am I dead? You have an expansion explosion or a burn spell here? Did I just die? I feel like I just died. I have nothing in exile.
Good choice.
Man, remember when I binned this Moment of Craving a hot second ago? Well, they have 2 radical ideas up here. And they could probably draw through. I think I'm supposed to, am I supposed to draw a card here? Or am I supposed to... I have no Contempts in my deck. I'm through 1, 2, 3. I'm through all my trophies. I have 1 Moment of Craving left. Yeah, we really need that moment we binned. Yeah, there's a moment in exile, so that's the 3rd one.
You're still 1 step behind.
Yeah, I think we're actually dead. What a crazy game of Magic.
Then you will be left with nothing.
That was good play from the opponent. They recognized what they needed to do to win, which was kill us, and then they executed accordingly. I assume we're dead here. Crazy game. So like, I feel like we had all the tools I needed to win this game, and I just punted the ball at some point. I have to go back and look and like see. Okay, so we're dead. They have double radical idea. I bring back the birds and kill us. Whew! That was quite the game. All right, we get to play game 3 on the play. So that turn they gave us a window. I could have played Vraska. And been okay. So like they made a mistake, but I made a mistake back that turn. Do I want Fountain of Renewal in my deck? It's very possible I want Fountain of Renewal in my deck. Just the way that game played out. Golden Demise is not good. Golden Demise kills exactly Phoenix. Compass is great in this deck, chat, in this matchup. Compass is very, very good. This is a removal spell that fogs a creature until your sweeper cleans them out. Yeah, Thief is bad against their deck full of shocks and X4 flying blockers, chat. Stop bringing in Thief everywhere. Thief comes in against green, black, and control decks. The opponent's not playing a control deck. I'm gonna split these. I'm gonna cut the Duresses and then go through here. No, I want Fountain in my deck in this matchup. I think Fountain's very good in this matchup. I think I was incorrect for boarding it out. Hey, did you see how long that game went? Fountains probably would have gained us upwards of 20 or 30 life that game, which meant we would have won. Like, the reason why we were in the position we were in is because I didn't have enough hit points. I was gonna wait till the end of the match, but I really need to run to the restroom. I don't have any timeouts though. Awkward. Can I pee really quickly? I think I can pee really quickly. I'll be right back. Maybe, I don't know. I'm scared, chat. I don't wanna not. Fire Minds research. Get a timeout first? Okay, we'll play till I get a timeout. Perfect. I have trophy here too. I have a timeout. BRB. Yeah, I'm in for land. This isn't a counterspell matchup. See, like, and this is one of the big things that's important that, like, I feel like this is one of the reasons why people have such a bad time against this Drake deck is the opponent's not playing a control deck. I realized last game went long, but the reason why last game went long was because we're playing a deck that can that extends the game so it goes long against them. The reason why the opponent's deck is basically an aggro deck. Do I trophy this? I think I just trophy this. Also, if you're worried about punching through counter spells, Duress is better than Negate. The Negates in the sideboard might be bad, but the idea of them is to bring them in against things like Jeskai Control. Thump, thank you for the 7-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Just keeping me employed here. So this was technically a small sequencing mistake on my part. I should have, what's the word I'm searching for? I should have, I should have trophied that after their opt resolved because I knew they were getting the land. Yeah, small mistake there on my part. So am I supposed to Treasure Cove this turn? If I Treasure Cove, I really want to Treasure Cove into a land, right? It's on 3, so it's flipping. Oh, Vraska gives treasures back. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. There's no birds in their bin yet. Yeah, I'm just gonna cash in. This is bad against if they have a Phoenix next turn, but it's pretty reasonable otherwise. And like if they play a Phoenix, I just like slam a Phyrexian Scriptures, then we're almost at parity. Like I'm behind on cards in hand, but I'm up on lands on board. And remember, these Fountains of Renewal eventually turn into more cards.
That I've killed for less.
Trophy's a decent. Trophy's a decent pickup. Gives us some insurance here. No! 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 Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! What? Oh no! Oh no! This was such a good match of Magic. It was such a good match. Oh, I was talking and I was clicking. Oh jeez. Log. It happens sometimes. A lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. There's nothing wrong with the shame congestion chat. Just take your licks and move right along. That's fine. That's fine. And then one of the most important things to remember when you're playing match to match, especially when you're trying to figure out if a deck is good, is your ultimate results don't matter, especially when there's like this giant issue right now, right? Like, so people come in and often ask like, what's your record with the deck? And I'd be like, well, this deck feels really powerful, is doing some awesome things, but we lost that match because I clicked on the wrong thing. Yes, you will get timed out. The bot times people out for puns automatically. Not constructive, not useful. So Phyrexian Scriptures gives something a counter and turns it into an artifact. So Scriptures was not going to kill their Phoenix there, like I needed it to. I think they'll have Pro Tour qualifying events on Arena in the future. I think if Wizards of the Coast is smart, they will have the Pro Tour on Arena in the future. If WotC likes money and wants Magic to be able to grow as a spectator game, the actual Pro Tour will be on Arena. Scriptures is probably fine. It is incredibly easier to watch compared to Paper Magic. I'm gonna lead on Compass here, because I'd rather Compass get countered than Treasure Map get countered. Of course, this opens up Treasure Map to getting countered by an Ionize this turn, which kind of sucks, I guess. No, we've not played Green Black Elves yet. A Scry was added to the mulligan a while ago at this point, probably a year or more. Then a hot second. Oh, you know what? I should have I should have not played the Fountain of Renewal, because now I can't activate Compass and map this turn, which sucks. I think I'm going to activate Compass because it just straight draws a card. Sure, there's a lot of great things that they could add to Arena. I think Spectator Mode is on the list of things that would be good to have. I don't think that's true, Moondress. I think we have Ritual of Soot. We have Golden Demise. Like, what cheaper sweepers do you want? I think the mix of sweepers that we have in Standard right now is actually quite fantastic. Requires you to make interesting choices. Deafening Clarion. Like... yeah, there's a sub-discord. You can head into the sub-discord here. I think cards like Damnation and Wrath of God are very boring. I think they create pretty dry gameplay that's uninteresting. I'd much rather have sweepers that offer play and counterplay. Wonder if Discovery Dispersal doesn't need to be in this deck. It's kind of clunky. Like add a land, another spell. I don't know exactly what the opponent's playing. They could be a control deck, but they could also be Drakes. They conceded to our discard spell. I'm not going to bring in the last scriptures because I don't know if they're the Drake deck or not. Obviously, if they're Drake deck, I want the last one of these, but I don't think I need all four necessarily. They have a sweeper that kills planeswalkers. Literally top 8 of the last Grand Prix. Oh, Twitch chat. Oh, Twitch chat. We need chat in Arena, please get out of here. In fact, one of the things that makes me look at the Valve's plans for Artifact and go, they probably don't really know what they're doing, is they're putting a game chat in Artifact. Have they ever experienced an in-game chat in most games? Like, it's rancid. Yeah, Elves today is Standard. All right, so they are in fact the Phoenix deck. That can stay right there. Opt-in chat would be fine. Why? So I can click OK to have my opponent tell me I'm a piece of shit after I drew the best card in my deck to kill them? That just sounds useless. Stop it. Stop it. Nobody needs that. That's your choice, that's fine. Yep. All right, so they have another Phoenix in their hand. But I don't know that I want to take too many hits from this this Crackling Drake. I think I just want to jam the scriptures here. I think getting rid of this and one of their Phoenix is good enough here. I also like really want to use my mana efficiently this turn. Yeah, I'm not saying Magic Online and the chat is 100% devoid of interactions. I'm not gonna click on their thing. I'm gonna click submit. I also just think at the same time that they're definitely the negatives far outweigh the positives. I have successfully cast Phyrexian Scriptures without beating myself. Their cards are revealed because I looked at their hand with Thought Erasure. So at least their cards revealed, which is great. I am proud of you if you voted today. If you haven't voted today and you live in the United States, please make plans to do so. Take a half hour before you go, or an hour, and inform yourself on the political candidates' positions and find the ones that align with your own. So treasure map flips next turn. I've got this trophy to kill their bird if they can bring it back. There's a good chance they can bring their bird back next turn. There's a lot of people who disagree with me. There's a lot of people who don't want to treat others with respect or human decency. Don't be one of those people. Treat your other human beings with respect and decency. Don't treat them poorly because of their gender or the color of their skin or their religion. It's really weird. It's really weird that we have to say things like that, but we do, so here we are. Both these birds are coming back. You can only put one of these birds back in their bin too. And check out their options, yep. I guess I have the Thaumatic Compass to clean out the next one. They bin the Phoenix, not the radical idea. Yeah, I get to take one of the birds with the trophy. I get to do that at least. We kill the other one in our draw step if we draw a Doomblade. That is super true. And that was a good example of setting the stop during their end step and then my stop not getting registered. So God bless. So I'm gonna do this. Am I just Vraskaing? So the problem is the compass doesn't untap when it flips, so I can get a land and flip it, but that doesn't let me maze the Phoenix this turn. Maybe that's just right though. I think that's probably right. I put together the list of cards from a blank sheet of paper, but like, I don't think we really did anything complicated. We put the Karn and we put Karn and playable artifacts in the deck. That's true. Karn is pretty likely to get a land. They have so many cards in their hand, there's probably a stroke up there at this point. I at least have Spire plus Fountain to kind of stem the bleeding here a little bit while I catch up. Yep. Huh. It's probably not good enough. I think I need things that just impact the board.
I'll make use of that later.
Okay. Those are both really good. Should we cut a land? No. Stop it. I don't understand why people hate casting their spells. Why do you people hate casting your spells so much? Stop stumbling and dying. Put more lands in your deck. Damn it, chat. In fact, I'd argue cards like Karn and Treasure Map are reasons to play more lands because these are cards that help you work through too many lands when you flood. Warder, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yeah, there's a ton of... We played the Lich's Mastery deck 3 or 4 times. You can find it on my website as well as my YouTube channel.
Every problem has a solution. Choose wisely, because the other one's going bye-bye.
They gave us Scripture over Craving, because I could have cast Craving this turn. That's what it came down to, I think. Wow, that's aggressive. Oh, it's only a 1/4. That's funny. It's not aggressive, that's just depressing. All right, so I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, technically. I definitely want to get my Moment of Craving here.
This will aid us.
I could Vraska plus play Scripture, but then this gets to hit me, so that's not good. It's probably just tapped land Scripture here. It's kind of unreal how good Fountain of Renewal is in these long games. Just like ensuring you don't get burned out. I think ideally I don't want a Craving this turn because I want the Craving to be able to kill the Arclight Phoenix again next turn in case they bring it back into play so the Phyrexian Scriptures can exile it. Because ideally I want this to permanently answer their Arclight Phoenix. Rail ults at 8, so I've got half a second before I have to worry about him. It might be getting close to making card structs though. I've got some more card draws. Like I've only played 1 trophy, so I've got like 3 trophies and 2 contempts to draw to like keep Rail in check. So I'm taking 5 here, down to 6. I'm going back to 7 on my turn. Scriptures is pretty important for this deck. I guess you could theoretically play Ritual of Soot, but it's much, much worse. Start with this in case I draw a discard spell. Stroke me, baby. All right, that went better than expected. This deck's awesome. I've been having a lot of fun with this one.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. God bless you, voice lines. God bless you. Yawgmoth loves me, this I know, for the scriptures tell me so. This is the 3rd or 4th match with this deck. They've been long matches, so I've kind of blurred a little bit. Can you elaborate on Ritual of Soot versus Phyrexian Scriptures? So Scriptures kills larger threats like Carnage Tyrant, and it also, generally speaking, doesn't kill our creatures because it doesn't kill the constructs and it doesn't kill Thopter tokens. Phyrexian Scriptures also has the line of text where it exiles stuff from their graveyard too, which is very relevant in matches like this one. Like even just this game, right? Like imagine this has been Ritual of Soot. I wouldn't have killed their Drakes. I wouldn't have killed their Phoenix. We'd basically be dead. I agree you need cheaper sweepers or sweepers other than Phyrexian Scriptures for the more aggressive decks. That's why there's copies of Golden Demise in my sideboard. Muldrotha is not a very constructed playable card. It's a card that's basically just like the definition of win more. Like your 6 mana cards need to be better than what Muldrotha does.
Just want to peek.
This is blue-black Karn splashing green. And you can tell that we're base black because we've got a lot of double black cards in our deck. I think Scriptures is actually very, very good against black-green look-no numbers. You have Thought Erasure to pressure their Assassin's Trophies, so make your sequencing lineup well. And look at the deck that we're playing. Our deck has a plethora of things that they need to kill with... Assassin's Trophy. You know, we're not blanking Assassin's Trophy in this deck, so overwhelming their targets makes the most sense. You know, it was probably a mistake to make creatures last turn because I turned on the Beacon Bolt that I knew about, which is going to let them flash back this Phoenix. So I think that was a mistake on my part. Or they're just not bringing it back. Sure. I would love to exile your bird. Deal. Am I drawing a card with this? I think I'm drawing a card with this. I think I need the most card draws to find something to kill this. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So I'm going to lead on Tezzeret here, because if he draws me a discard spell, I can go discard spell into Contempt. There's a good chance we're about to die to this ultimate, though. Yep.
Choice.
Yeah, Karn could theoretically have drawn 2 discard spells there.
Make your
That's correct. Unlikely to matter, didn't matter, but should have done it first. Yeah, Karn draws Lance. Unfortunate that we hit. Contempt did not.
This lightning strikes a lot more than twice.
Are we dead? Those games. I think I'm actually kind of happy with how I sideboarded here. 3 Scriptures is probably plenty. I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and run this back. We didn't know what they were playing after game 1 because they mulliganed a bunch, but... yeah, I was, Brad. It was going to deal 4 to me, and then the thing was going to attack for 3. Because it puts a second instant in the graveyard. Yeah. The jump start also kills me, but even without the jump start, it was gonna go to 3 power and attack and hit maybe for 4. I don't think we need more sweepers. I'm not sure. I feel like people like talking about putting like sweepers and card advantage. I feel like are not like what we need. Like people keep making suggestions for that. And again, just intelligent deck building should start with asking yourself, what problem does this deck have, and how am I solving it with the change I'm suggesting? And currently, I don't. I'm not sure. I haven't played enough games to know what problems this deck has. And I'm sure there are issues that it has, but I need to play more games to get a feel for it. So far, I feel like I'm losing games to making mistakes, not because the deck's not good enough. Yeah, maybe a cast down would be good. Maybe, I don't know. I think the Immortal Sun is very good in any mid-range or control deck that doesn't have Planeswalkers in it. And that includes Dimir control right now. I don't know. I think it is incredibly arrogant or foolish to look at a game that lasted a dozen or more turns and think that you played every turn correctly. I think it is exceedingly rare to look at a game that lasted that long and go, you know what? I played this game perfectly. I got unlucky. That's why I lost. I generally err on the side of I messed up in games that took that long. I don't think that card solves problems that the archetype has, Gara. Just like comes back to the same. What issue are you solving? Why is that change worth making? If you can't answer that question, you should stop working on the change that you're working to. Until you can ask yourself what problem you're trying to fix, you shouldn't make changes to a deck that you have. What are you trying to do? What is your goal and what are you trying to accomplish? Map it upkeep here probably. Flip this over anyways this turn probably. Really looking for threats at this point, right? Just got a pile of answers in my hand. So this is gonna flip over. Do I want to get a land with it this turn? Probably. Yeah, this deck's a lot of fun. I agree. I put the deck list together for this. I hate when people try to claim that they created an archetype. It feels very needy to me. Like, I don't feel like I've done anything super special here. Like, I've put Karn in a deck full of playable artifacts. It's basically what we've done. And trying to claim ownership of deck ideas is silly. Like, the Magic team, the people that designed the sets, basically designed a lot of these decks, right? Allie is like the... No, I don't think Allie's the exception. I don't think Allie's the exception. Allie, I like Allie, and he's a friend of mine, but like, he's one of those people that claims ownership of deck ideas, and I think it's nonsense. It's a good draw. This drafter, I have no idea. I just bought all the cards that I have on Arena for cash because I hate playing limited. I'm doing well, Mr. Maple Syrup. Pure Johan. Thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. That's actually a really interesting idea, Rick. Like, even just one copy of Nexus could be sweet, because, like, I agree. Like, we have so many Planeswalkers that, like, get another turn with them is just, like, very good. I didn't want to tick Vraska up, because they have a Phoenix in their discard pile. What? Thanks, MB. That is a lot of scary. It's a good thing we have a bunch of Doomblades in our hand. I don't think Sentinel Totem's very good. I feel like I have Phyrexian Scriptures already as a way to interact with the graveyard, and I'm pretty happy with that. Looking at this deck list, I really like this deck. This is definitely what I'm going to be working on more. I'm pretty set on playing Pirates at the Grand Prix in Milwaukee in 2 weeks, but I think if Pirates falls off there, I like want to try something else. Definitely be something I'm going to be work on tuning. What about Karn's Temporal instead of Exodus? No, I don't think so. What does that do? I don't actually know. That card does more than just take a turn, right? Return one target online per. That card's weird. Maybe. I feel like I might want a cast down in my 75 somewhere. I feel like my big takeaway from people who have seen us play the previous iteration of deck. So if you go to my website, if you're new to the stream, there's a standard deck list button. I think I'm going to update the deck list that's on there to match this one. We've played just blue-black iterations of this before, and I think adding the green cards felt like it added value to the deck. I feel like I was doing... It added meaningful value to have not only the win condition that Vraska presented, but also just the utility and these cards being able to kill lots of stuff. I think I might trim these discoveries from here. Like, I kind of just want to like go up a land and like trim these discoveries. Maybe just put in like a memorial to Genius, and then what are my colors on my lands here? I've got 16, 17 black. I might just put another black source in. Got 15 blue, 13 green. I think that's fine. I'm gonna add another swamp. Having another swamp to get with Compass on occasion is probably good. And that leaves me one slot in the main deck. I guess that slot could be a Time Walk if I wanted to try it out. What's it called? Honestly, I think just like the fact that this card's instant's a big deal. I'm gonna try one Nexus of Fate in here. I think that sounds sweet. Just like end step Nexus, untap, do stuff. Seems really powerful. And then as far as the sideboard goes, I'm gonna trim a Thief and put another cast down in. I feel like our matches where Thief are good are probably already pretty good for us, so having 3 is probably too many. I think if I wanted more answer to Drakes, I would play more Thaumatic Compasses before I played something bad like this. So I don't think Search for Azcanta is what this deck wants to be doing. I think Search for Azcanta pushes this deck towards dirtling too much more, and like this deck already has a lot of dirtle in it. So we have a lot of ways to draw cards and generate card advantage. I think adding more cards to draw cards and generate card advantage just doesn't make sense. Bulldozer, thank you for the tip. I was watching the VOD of our match from last week, and I saw it cost you 20 bits by conceding before you could play the final Carnage Tyrant, so hopefully... Well, thank you. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. It's very generous. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap with that. And again, people suggesting things like Karn